Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of A Chapter a Day Keeps the Doctor Away. My name is Alan, otherwise known as Hisui, and I'm from ReverseSleeves.com as well as the Speakeasy Podcast. And this time I'm looking at Fate Extra CCC Foxtail Chapter 3, Wizard. And this chapter is basically an exposition dump. I mean, a little else is going on, but it's mostly a refresher or download of the backstory for everybody who's never played the games, because we start with them mentioning how there was some great disaster which seemed to not only destroy a lot of the natural resources of the planet and kill off a lot of the population, but it had a major negative effect on magic, meaning that most people can't normally do magic. And we see that a bunch of wizards from Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night and Witch on a Holy Night, just a bunch of type moon mages, all who apparently no longer can do magic or have had to change how they live their lives and become basically wizards. These hackers who kind of have magic online, and that's doing soul hacking. And that has been how all the mages of the Type Moon universe have adapted to this strange new Fate Extra universe. And apparently, on the moon, once again, is this supercomputer that the Holy Grail War takes place on. The Haraway family being some of the most powerful people who still have resources and money. They don't want people to go to the supercomputer on the moon, but these soul hackers have found their way in and are participating in this Holy Grail War. And so, that's all for what we learned from Fate Extra. But there seems to be a bit of an implication that possibly everybody who everybody who's participating in here might actually be the people from Fate Extra, because the main character kind of seems to remember certain things from Fate Extra, but other things he still seems to be a blank slate on. So I'm not sure how much this is the case also in CCC, but there's definite hints. Like, he definitely remembers Leo being a prat in Fate Extra, and he's like, but here he's totally a different character, at least in that dream. So what's up with that? And so we do have a bit of Sakura being like, please, as a test of your memory, tell me basic things about the Holy Grail War and how this new Holy Grail War on the moon works. And the main character being like, but everybody knows these things. And she's like, just humor me, because we have to tell, the audience. She doesn't say that last part, but yeah, essentially we have to tell the audience who might not know. So, repeat what, basically give us an exposition dump. And he does that. And apparently, Caster's memory has been reset as a servant too, although she seems to still have a bond to the main character. So, once again, basically anybody who's played Fate Extra, or definitely played Fate Extra CCC, all this information should not be anything new to you about what happened. Although I have to say, we still haven't found out what that huge incident was that caused the Fate Extra world to become like this. I'm kind of curious when they will ever reveal that, unless they do that in Extra CCC. But yeah, they still haven't actually told us what was this huge cataclysmic event. I think there's been a hint or two and things I've read, but nothing definitively. And so, um, the interesting things in the chapter are, once again, Castor kind of being a cutie, kind of not revealing that kind of more sinister side of her. But I do like the part where she's like, I don't know how those ladies got into my master's dreams, but they were dangerous. So bring it on, bitches! That was just a cute little panel. But most of the time, she's goofy. She's just goofy, and even the main character is like, man, she is one goofy servant. But she's a good servant, but she has a hard time, being a serious character. But at the end of the chapter, we see Shinji is still alive, so I kind of have to wonder how many other characters are still alive. And we see that the rest of the student council is, the student council from Fate Extra CCC wearing their CCC uniform. So maybe Leo is, kind of the more friendly guy as opposed to the arrogant bastard he was in Fate Extra. And of course, they reveal that the Holy Grail will have to wait because there's the Sakura maze. And everybody, and that's kind of the big bum bum bum. So, interesting, not a lot new, especially if you've played Fate Extra. This is kind of more a chapter to get that all out of the way and have some silliness with Castor and Sakura. But, definitely necessary, especially for manga magazine, to make sure that everybody's on the same page just in case they never played the game, but are reading this manga in the magazine. So, good they just got it out of the way at once so they can focus on telling the story. But, fun times. Still curious to see, what's new, what's the same. I really wish I could play Fate Extra CCC. I think that would clear up a lot of things and kind of make the discovery of what's new in this manga a little more interesting. But we shall see what happens next time. All right, see you guys then.